Hello, hello. This is Anonymous here to talk trash about the trash because I am the pioneer of the wasteland. I made this channel because I was tired of using my own face um just to rant. So now I'm doing a little bit more organized. I'm writing more bullet points down, and I wanted to start this channel about how I navigated my way out of the wasteland. And baby, I am the pioneer of the wasteland. Let me tell you, I got so many experiences that I feel like us, especially Americans, we kind of need to understand what's wrong with our society. We really need to bond and bind together to get us all out of the wasteland and to the promised land because baby, it is trashy out there. Okay. Um, One thing I wanted to get off my chest was I was watching Jessie Wu, shout out to her, and she did a reaction video on a TV show on Netflix called The Ultimatum. And baby, whoa, that review really had my blood pressure high. It is like I that show really is why I'm so happy I'm in a place where I finally realized that being married is pretty much a pipe dream for a lot more of us than the least of us. And that show is such a ghetto concept. First of all, I'm assuming that it's like, if I can explain it, it's about um couples that are going through it in their relationship, and they're with other couples, and they're trying to see if the bond is strong enough or some weird shit. And to me, that concept alone is freaking toxic. Like, if y'all are on that show, just break up already. And I just think that marriage, especially in America, is just dangerous. I've lost everything behind thinking that, okay, you know, I don't see myself fitting into the job force. I would rather be a good wife, and I've gotten dropped on my head every single time. And, they would say, oh, well, you are bad at picking men. No, 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 no. Now that we have the internet, all of us are able to come to the same conclusion that there is a problem between men and women. I don't care what race. I don't care who's wrong. I don't care if the man's wrong. I don't care if the woman's wrong. There is things gravely wrong that we weren't taught in school, because we don't get taught anything that really matters in school. And one of those things should definitely be understanding each other. Because baby, the toxicity, the love bombing, the one day you present, the second day you don't want nothing to do with me. Like, the roundabout, the circle jerk of relationships in America is so toxic, so scary, because you can be unalive, and you could be stolen from, you could be lied to. Those things are hard to recover from. And who has time to constantly be recovering from relationships? Baby, I am so good. I love, now that I've done all I've could to be a good friend, girlfriend, wife, baby mama, and I see that it gets me nowhere. Baby, I love the journey that I'm on, where I'm just not trying to do that. Like, I think I'd rather have, side pieces. Honestly, I think it's more safe where I'm not emotionally invested. And I don't have to, I've never had sex with someone I wasn't emotionally invested in. But now that I'm more grown minded, I'm older, I understand that I think I would do a lot better if I just had sex with someone I'm just attracted to, without the bells and whistles of us keeping all these tabs on each other, moving in with each other, all those things that can really just be so detrimental to your future. And I'm glad that at my big old age that I finally get it, because I can still see a lot of people are not getting it, that it is not working. And another point that I wanted to make is, coochie is a broke man's commodity. And when I was watching that show, baby, my toes was curling. My booty clenched up. My heart, my blood pressure was up. Like I was just, my eyes almost got stuck out because I was rolling them so hard at these relationships where it's clearly malfunctional and they just want to see it through. And I'm just like, I remember when that was me, and it's just so cringy because it's like, it really just doesn't work like that. And all a man on these little shows, all they can think about is sex. And I'm like, bruh. And I used to tell my ex about this. I'm like, if you all you want me for is sex, that you're gonna be a broke man. You are gonna be so broke. Like coochie is a broke man's commodity. And a lot of them don't see that. And then you hear these podcasts of these men bashing women. Like, bruh, you only wanted her for the coochie. So what else can she do for you if the only thing you can do to it is invest in her for sex? Like it's just it's so wild how childish our nation is, or immature, or just not developed. Like just totally what is it called? Arrested. Like our development in America mentally, emotionally is very spiritually is very arrested. Like all of us have a problem with arrested development, and it is just sick, yo. I had to learn so much this last year about being an adult, and I think that is so sad because I'm in my big old age, and I had to do a crash course on what it is to be a grown ass woman. And it is sick because now that I invested that time in myself to see where I'm childish or underdeveloped, now I'm like I'm I'm mortified, petrified, because now I could see adults around me that I would typically talk to, but now I can't because now I see that's a grown ass child, and it will never go anywhere. And I'm learning that the hard way. So I'm like, listen, let me focus on myself, because being social outside on just these very basic levels can get you hurt. I'm telling you, people, like, I even had a girl pistol with me not a year ago because she just misunderstood what I was saying. And no matter and child, that's a long story. I might have to do that for another day because I know that already sounds crazy. But that's part of the reason why I stay out of certain communities, because they're more hostile in other communities than others. But all of it is still pretty hostile. But I was like, this is why I stay out of this certain community, because this is absolutely ghetto. This is not how I was raised. And I am trying to calm you down, and you do not want to be calmed down. It's like, it is so scary when grown people have tantrums. And I just do not want to be a part of it. But back to what I was saying about, you know, I feel like men being invested in sex is just as bad as women being invested in penis. You know what I'm saying? Like it is it's cheap. Or maybe I should say men being invested in sex is just like women being invested in marriage. It's a very cheap deal. It's like a Happy Meal. Like for real, it is child's play when women don't see that you might not know who you really married until y'all married. How scary is that? The odds of that. You know what I mean? The odds of that. Like seriously, y'all. And I was talking about this on my channel. Um, and I was like, there's so many couples out here in society that just they look so good together. They look like they have the greatest chemistry. Oh my God, I love this couple. And behind closed doors, they're beating the brakes off each other. And to me, that is so scary. And now that I see red flags all over the place, sometimes you can see a red flag by what someone is wearing. Like you can't actually read the cover of these books and see what you're about to get into. Like, don't let people fool you. You can't judge a book by its cover. Like, yes, you can. That is a damn lie. Yes, you can. That's called discernment. Sometimes you don't need to dabble in certain things unless you're like me. I used to dabble in certain things because I tell people that my personality type is INFJ. And I am very INFJ. And I knew that I was very immature about a lot of things because I just didn't have the proper parenting. They didn't parent me. They just made sure that I didn't die. You know what I mean? And so I knew in order to understand how people can be predatory or manipulative or gaslighting or love bombing is I had to go into the wasteland and see for myself. So now that I'm heading out of the wasteland, I know exactly how to protect myself financially, protect myself spiritually, mentally, physically, all the leads, you know, and it's sad that, I mean, luckily I have a chance and opportunity to teach my children the pitfalls of society and predatory behavior or manipulative behavior. But I had to go through the trenches to learn what I know now, because other than that, I will still be just as green as my name. You know what I mean? And I just want y'all to know, like, men out there, you can learn to get out of, and I'm not telling you what to do as a man. I'm telling you what to do with women so that you're not always getting hurt. I think men get more hurt with women than women get hurt with men, or it really could be a good 50-50. But I've just been hearing a lot of men being over it. And it's just like, okay, you being over it is not fixing the problem. You still got to understand what the problem is. And the problem is you are still just looking for sex. And then when you get that, you wondering why, okay, I'm tired of this beep. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of her. Let me throw her aside. And then you realize your wallet is missing, basically. Like, you have no money in there. And then now that's when you have this rhetoric that, oh, all these women want is your money. You tossed her, bro. You invested in the wrong thing. And now you are bitter towards women and hateful towards women because you didn't understand that that's all you wanted her for. And that if that's all, if you tell a woman that's all you want, and she's like, cool, you just saved me from getting emotionally involved with you. Just, we're gonna exchange my goods for your money. And then men look up and then they have nothing. And then they're like, oh, that B word, woo, woo, woo. Sir, that was the agreement. That's how you make whores. That's how you make, and men have been talking about the 304s. What, that is what you signed up for specifically. And then you F over the good women to the point where now we are 304s. You gotta make, and I used to tell my ex this too, you gotta make a modest woman out of me, and that is not just worrying about where my coochie's going. You should worry about how I'm growing mentally, spiritually, and then I pour back into you, because me, I'm a great cook. You won't ever have to worry about touching a stove for the rest of your life. Even if I'm just your friend, if I'm a woman, that's what I like to do. It has nothing to do. I remember when a man had said some dumb shit, and he said, "Oh yeah, I know," because I was out here homeless, basically, and I have no issue with it because I have a plan. Little does he know, like, I'm not just out here, nobody loves me. I got people I could stay with, but I needed a mental break to really review my life and why I'm not getting anywhere. And I just was over there just kicking it with him, and I washed the dishes, I cooked. Oh, I know you just trying to prove your worth. Excuse me? This is what I do. This is what I do, because you know what? To be honest, I don't really want men to cook for me, because a lot of them can't cook, or they over season, or they undercook, or they overcook. So as a woman, I like to put my womanly touch on it so that we both enjoy the food. But the way he thought of me was, oh, she's trying to prove her worth into my life, and I'm not even interested in nothing but sex. And see, now you mad because now I done ghosted you because you said that stupid shit. You know what I mean? And now you're mad at the world. You don't like women. They keep ghosting you. Bruh, you said, y'all, a lot of people do not know what they really be saying. And then when someone isn't stupid enough to just ignore it, then they're like, see, you were just using me. You da, da, da. And that's what the confusion is out here, y'all. There's so much confusion because everybody thinks they're just this grand master manipulator. Everybody's just trying to get one up on each other. It's such a scary process that I'm glad that I realized I am not trying to date nobody. Like I understand now dating is a farce. It is a farce. It is a waste of time. The way you do things is you go make yourself useful out here in society. Like I'm doing construction. I'm trying to worry about that. I like to do tarot. I like to do my podcast and my channel, and stuff like that. And me realizing that um is it gains me space to meet someone organically in a proper setting other than going to a bar getting drunk and accidentally hooking up, which I've never done. But to me, my whole thing was me. I was bad at getting on dating sites, which I deleted because I've yet to find not one non-toxic relationship that has come from those apps. So now that I've learned that, I really realize like dating is a waste of time for both of us. I want us to protect each other from our feelings being obliterated by relationships that don't make any sense, bro. Like, yo, dating is a freaking waste. Like, we should just want to be friends and have fun without it being this predatory thing of us needing to get something out of each other. If we want to give something, we just do it because we want to, not because, oh, I hope she give me the coochie today, or oh, I hope he give me the money today. That needs to stop. It's messing our heads up. And if y'all need to hear it again, for y'all men out there and y'all women, for the men, coochie is a broke man's commodity. If you do not know how to be a friend to another woman, or hell, to another man, you're going to be broke. You're going to be broke. You're not going to have anybody there at the end of your life. You're going to be so unfulfilled and jacking, or shaking hands with the governor, millennial steam would say, for the rest of your life. And for women, marriage could be the death of you. Okay. They don't even necessarily have to unalive you, but there's so many women, and it was a TikTok trend where, but when they were single, they look great, skin popping, hair popping, money in the bag, you know what I'm saying? And then they got in a relationship and you couldn't even recognize some of these women. And I've been that girl before, and I couldn't believe it because I'm a very attractive girl. So when I'm losing that spark, it is it is wild that another person is able to do that to you and that you don't see it until it's being done. And I really want us as a society to start fixing the wasteland. Let's clean up. Let's clean up shop. Really, it's so tiring to be in the wasteland. And now that I'm getting out, I really feel for people that's behind me, and that's why I'm doing this, because I love y'all and I really know it's trashy out there. Let's, like, share, subscribe, cash at me if you like the comment and you like me, you like my voice or whatever. Support the channel, please. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bye. Meow.